Everyone. So tonight I am going live with Clint from Liberty Lockdown. We're going to talk, I guess we're going to have kind of like a little debate, like a little back and forth about Mises Caucus, whether or not I'm a Fed, all the kind of like LP little drama and stuff. I guess I've been stirring the pot too much. People are getting upset. And so Clint is coming over and we're going to discuss this and talk about basically the changes in the LP over the past, oh, hey, Brian, couple of years, where things are going, why I still have frustrations, and all of that. So let's see. I'm hoping I'm going to send him a request. I don't know if he has to be in the live already, but I might have to get off and restart. Oh, wait. I feel so bad though. Dave's in his kennel right now. He's all upset. I feel so bad. I was gone all day. I went to New Orleans. Went to go see one of my friends who was in town. Let's see, I sent him. Oh, hey everyone. Hey, Subscription Pirate. I see Rise to Liberty podcast. Okay, I sent Clint a right here. I'm going to send you another request, Clint. Let me see. And it should let you join. Just give me a second, you guys. Okay. Sent your request. Cheers to a good conversation. Yeah, it should be fun. Mises is just MAGA imposters. I don't really think that's true. If y'all watched my video the other day, my issues with Mises Caucus, don't really have anything to do with our platform. Oh, wait, it says he's unable to join. Okay, Clint, there's also a button that has a camera with a plus sign on it, and you can click that. I don't think he's done IG Live before, so it's a little bit different than some of the other platforms. But what do y'all think about that meme where it's it was redheaded libertarian and then me, and somebody was trying to clown me, and it ended up giving me 1,000 followers today. I was kind of laughing about that. I like redheaded libertarian. I think that her page is awesome. She's definitely another one that strives to be because she puts out a lot of good content. Okay, don't have it on this phone, does it not? Oh, yeah, it has to be on your phone. I don't think that it can work on, I didn't even know you could do Instagram on the computer. If you just pop it on your phone, then it should work. Okay, you guys, Dave finally quieted down. I feel so bad. I drove all the way to New Orleans earlier, so he was at home by himself. Let's see if there's any other comments. We'll wait for him. Clint is my hero. LOL. That's Andrew Parker. Nice. Proud of you. It just keeps getting better. Thanks. I saw the Fed comment. LOL. There's which Fed comment? There's so many Fed comments. We got hey from Brian. All right, let's see. Okay, he's going to figure it out. So just be a minute. Okay, what else? Because I'm so tired. I've been up since 3, so I just, okay, that's a lie. 3:45. What's the subject of this debate? I mean, I assume we're debating about Mises Caucus. I said there's been a lot of drama. So there's Mises Caucus, my thoughts there. Let's see, this is Redheaded Libertarian. Thank you for the comment. Oh, it is you? I didn't know you had Instagram. What's up? I'm going to send y'all waves. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to talk just about Mises Caucus, the culture of the party, why everyone thinks I'm a Fed, whatever, all that stuff. We're just going to chit chat, so hopefully he'll be on here. Okay, is it Galomb? I know I talk to you all the time. Love your content, workout, and overall perspective. Thank you. Oh, you guys, everybody that asked workout questions today, I'm really sorry, but I did not get to all of them. But they should still be there. I try to screenshot them and everything. I'm trying to save them all so we can talk. Get Josh Smith on. I multiple times asked if Josh Smith wanted to be the moderator. Top Lobster from, what is that, the Tower Gang pod. He wanted to debate. And if you're on your iPad now, perfect. Okay, I'm going to send you a request again. And I said, let somebody, you know, if it's me and him on one side, then it'd be like Josh Smith and Clint on the other side. Okay, let's see, Liberty. Sorry, guys. Okay, I sent him an invite, so hopefully this works. We'd love to do a space with the red-headed libertarian about that post, subscription pirate. What is that? Oh, it's Tanner's dad. What's up? Hey, Tanner's dad. Tanner's dad is one of some of the Tower Gang. Yeah, I'm scared of Tower Gang. Hey, what's up? Okay, you got it.
I guess so. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good. I didn't even know that Instagram worked on like a laptop at all.
Yeah, I don't put it on my phone because I don't want to waste any more time on social media than I already do.
That's pretty smart. I need to do that with Twitter because it's like running my life now. It's like too much. So, okay. So the debate, like people are asking, what is the debate about? What are we debating? Are we debating about Mises Caucus, culture of the Libertarian Party? Like what's the beef here? Nick Sarwark and whether or not I like the old regime? I mean,
well, isn't it your beef? No one knows really anything about you, so I think it's more your shots across the bow at the Mises Caucus over the past couple months that has, you know, prompted us to take note and to want to know what the fuck the deal is.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, here's the thing. People, and just because I just got on Twitter doesn't mean I haven't been a libertarian for 2 years. Like, how long have you been a libertarian, if you don't mind if I ask?
40 years.
40 years, like, registered? I don't think so.
No.
I mean,
I'm a second-gen libertarian, so I've been a libertarian for over 20 years.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so I've been a libertarian for 2 years. Like a lot of people, you know, it all started like during 2020 and everything. But I wasn't just like, oh, I'm a libertarian, I'm a vote libertarian, I'm going to change my registration or whatever. I literally did get involved. Like I have been involved with the party. I helped to, I don't know why I have like a sparkle going on. I helped to like organize my, like you all there, I don't know if you do like anything with the party, but you have counties, I'm sure. We have parishes here in Louisiana. So organized my parish executive committee, held 2 offices, went to all the meetings, you know, all the state meetings, everything. Like I did a ton. And I felt so frustrated for like over a year because I'm like, okay, you guys, first of all, you know how it is. The messaging. Also, you go to meetings, people are just arguing with each other. I mean, maybe your meetings aren't like that, but people are just arguing with each other. You hop online, everyone's just fighting each other. And I'm like, the whole time, like, we're missing our moment, right? So for me, the biggest thing was health freedom. I'm like, we need health freedom. We need to protect the children. We need to get on this. So I started this platform. I started just connecting with other health freedom moms and everything. But the attitude, and I'm not saying the local people that I know in the Libertarian Party, but the attitude when you're online of libertarians towards me, like it's never been different than it is now. Okay, I started poking the bear a little bit, of course, but the attitude has always been the same. There's not a lot of support, always look, you know, you don't look like a libertarian, you look like a Fed and stuff. And my frustration is like, if I grow this platform, you know, to 20,000 people. I'm not saying that's huge, but I start to see other people with even bigger platforms in the health freedom community say like, I think I'm a libertarian. Well, I'm like, no one's welcoming them. If I try to like connect with these people and bring them over, what's going to happen? Everyone's going to say they're Fed, tell them they have OnlyFans, call them like a grifter for wearing spandex. And I'm like, all that's happening here is like, we are not growing the party because of the culture of the party. Now, granted, when I started getting frustrated about this and trying to talk to people about it on Twitter, I tagged LP National. When you try to tag like Libertarian Party, it's the LNC, you know. And Mises Caucus tagged them because I thought that would bring a lot of attention to the post. I didn't think that any specific person was going to take that personally as like, I'm saying you're not doing your job well. But that's exactly what happened. And then, you know, people started getting their feelings. I started to kind of poke back, and that's kind of where it's gone from there.
Well, I think that you've approached the Mises Caucus in particular in a somewhat entitled fashion, as if like they owe you their attention and their personal handling. I think had you actually reached out to them privately and just said, hey, I am an attractive woman who is very much interested in helping the cause, I think that they would have been all on board with helping you in any way possible to help us, essentially. Instead, it was public, blasting against the one political party that has a plank in its platform for medical freedom.
Yeah.
The Mises Caucus in particular is as in alignment with the things that you claim to be most passionate about of any political movement in this country. So the antagonistic approach never made sense to people, and this is the reason that people start to call you a Fed, is because you're coming in basically pointing fingers, saying, why aren't you guys more like me? Why aren't you more welcoming to people like me? And we're like, we are, and you're saying that we're not.
So here's what happens when you just sit in the background and rumble. What happens? People say, why don't you send an email? Well, who's going to answer that? I had reached out to Karen Ann Harlow, so I met her at the convention. I asked her if she wanted to do a live with me. She never responded. People say, just send an email. I'm tired of it. I don't have any more time to waste. So that's where I'm like, what gets attention? People that complain. So I'm going to make my complaints known. And it has nothing to do with Mises Caucus. Like, I was never rude to Mises Caucus. I tagged them in like one or two of those polls, literally just for attention. I like their platform. I think that's all great. Okay. I spoke to Mike Heiss personally, and that went fine. But then I find out they blocked me, and I'm like, why did they block me? After I had a conversation with him, everything seemed good.
Well, I know why, if you want to know.
What did you say?
I said, I know why, if you want to know.
Oh, I'd love to know. Yeah, why did they block me?
Because you quote tweeted an article about the killer, that mass murderer in I forget what state it was, Idaho, Ohio, some shit.
Yeah.
And you said, is this one of your people? It's like, why?
I said, no, somebody else had said that on there. I retweeted it and I said, the Libertarian Party, because when I started making rumbles, everyone come out and say, this girl's a grifter, she just wants attention, she wants the Libertarian Party to reach out to her. No, I've grown my own thing with no libertarians ever helping me. I've talked only libertarian principles. I've proved time and time again that health freedom moms and libertarians think the same. And no one wants to hear that, and people start telling me, you're just a grifter, you want attention. No, I'm trying to help you, okay? But yeah.
Oh, come on. Stop with this. You're trying to help us. No. You just said that you did all these posts with the Mises Caucus tag because you wanted attention. You wanted attention, you got it. So don't play the victim now.
I'm not a victim, but you understand, okay, first of all, I don't do this so I can have a podcast and make money, okay? I don't make money off of this. I made probably $500 total when I was even monetizing my Instagram. Total, the whole time, literally. I do this because children are being hurt. People are being injured.
We all care about these same things. So
yes, but I feel that I care more because a lot of people are just sitting around trying to cash a paycheck. They like where they're at. They're happy with their role in the party. You get I have an official role. This is really fun. Okay, well, we need to do something because if you don't want moms like me because of the way that I look and you want to call me a fed and stuff, how are you trying to grow the movement? That's just petty bullshit.
You don't know anything about what we're doing.
I'm not.
You haven't been around long enough to even know.
People go around using the retard word all the time. They think that's funny and cute.
It is funny.
Well, you know what? It might be funny, but you're not going to get my demographic over because there's a lot of people who have vaccinated children that have autism that are.
If you're going to not be involved with the one party that cares about medical freedom because we use language that you find off-putting, then maybe you're the one that's not very serious about this, huh?
Look, Taffy, I can't bring them over. You want me to embarrass these people? They don't like that. I'm not saying that I care. I don't care. It doesn't offend me. But I'm not going to bring people over where they don't feel welcome, where they feel like they're going to get called a fed, where their kids are going to, you're throwing the retard word.
Been called a fed is because you have been dragging people unnecessarily. People you know nothing about. You know nothing about the efforts, the working, the changes that have gone down. You don't even know anything about Nick Sarwark, the former chair. You don't know any of this stuff. So you're coming in out of ignorance, to be perfectly honest, and you're trying to declare how everything should be fixed. You don't understand the inner workings of these issues. So like, respectfully, I'm totally open to your input. I am genuinely, I'm open to your input, but you have to know what you're up against. You have to spend some time watching so you understand.
I've been around. I did not pay a lot of attention to the Nick Sarwark, whatever whole issue there, because again, it's unnecessary drama, like taking over New Hampshire, people stealing each other's shit. Y'all look ridiculous. Okay, to me, that's ridiculous. Stop doing stuff like that.
That shit was ridiculous. That was all the old guard. That was Sarwark. That's the guy that you've been putting out his videos going, oh, he sounds fucking pretty spot on.
You know why? Why, Clint, did I put out that video? Why did I watch that video in the first place? Because you wrote last in Sarwark, like, I'm aligning with him. So I said, you know what? Everyone hates this guy, and everyone hates me. So why don't I watch this video that they're all quoting and see with my own two eyes what I think? Because I don't judge other people based on what a group mob mentality says. I say, I'm going to watch the video. I didn't see all the things people were saying. I put that stuff out because I'm like, this sounds reasonable. If that's not true, then there's more background to it, but I'm just going off of what I watched. I'm never going to have, first of all, people that don't like me tell me what to think about someone else. I'm going to make my own judgment every single time. I'm going to base it on.
That's fine. That's fine. But you watched one debate and you came to the conclusion that maybe this guy's not so bad after all.
Did I come to the conclusion, or are you putting words in my mouth? Because I absolutely did not come to the conclusion. I said sounds reasonable to me.
Why you're putting it out to be openly antagonistic. You knew exactly what you were doing. You're trying to generate attention. You got it. Welcome to our world. You have the attention. Now what do you have to say? We actually are pushing the things that you care about most of any political party in this country, period. There's no one that's even fucking close. There's no other options for you out there. You want to create something better? God bless. Go do it. I will root you on, but I will not try and tear you down, and I will not allow you to elevate yourself by trying to tear down our hard work either.
You saw over and over. I never said any rude words to him. Never said any rude words to him. I didn't even know who he was. Like, I do not pay attention to power structures because that's not my focus. But the movement as a whole, and he took that personally, I'm going to say the movement as a whole is not going to grow like this. Like, you have to, and Nick Sarwark did say that in his thing, and y'all can quote me all day and say how awful and wrong I am, but he did say that. Candidates have to appeal to a wider range of people. We need to appeal to a wider range of people.
That's one platitude by one of the biggest scumbags to ever walk the fucking earth.
Now you're cutting me off just to insult someone. It doesn't matter. It was just a point. My point is that I put out a tweet that got 800,000 views almost or something. What's holding back libertarianism? Guess what the number one answer was? Libertarians. So we need to do better. Like, I want us to do better. Like, I am a libertarian. I'm a registered libertarian. I volunteered as a libertarian. But I can't bring people to the movement so they can be called a fed, be called a grifter. It's like a total boys club. Everyone's going to be like, oh, you're wearing spandex. Like, no, I can't do it. Like, we're not going to grow like that. And we have to grow if we want to win. If you want Dave Smith to win, if you want any person that you want to win, you need more people than libertarians. I said this earlier. Every libertarian could hate me and never vote for me, and I could still win an office. I'd probably win it better. How sick is that? Is that what you want? No. That's not what you want. You want to win. I want to win. I don't want to be laughed at in my face by my Republican friends saying that we just steal their vote and that we're just we're playing a game here. Like, I want us to win. Like, this matters to me. It matters to me for my son. My son was injured by vaccines. You have no idea what our life is like. And I cannot sit around while a bunch of people just argue with each other and say they're autistic and call each other retards and just act like fools.
Most of us are.
And continue. I don't want to hear Karen Ann Harlow's I was diagnosed as autistic at 40 or something. Like, I don't want to hear that stuff. There are children that literally all they do all day is flap their hands. All they do all day is they're literally injured. They're in pain. They can't talk. There are children that cannot talk. And I have to hear about how everyone just wants to say this like it's a joke. And I'm going to ask her, hey, well, do you know about, the children at Judge Rottenberg Center in Massachusetts that literally they're autistic. They're getting shocked. Okay? The FDA cannot stop this. Do you want to help them? No, I have my own things going on. I just want to say jokes about autism and stuff. Pathetic.
Okay. Well, Karen literally has autism, and she was literally diagnosed at 40. So I don't understand why that's offensive to you. That's not downplaying what you're dealing with your son.
When people, okay, first of all, those diagnoses, and I don't give a shit. Anyone can try to drag my name through the mud and say that I'm being, oh, well, they are autistic and stuff. If you are a fully functioning human being that can type, hold office as a secretary, do all those things, getting an autism diagnosis is literally part of a bigger plan to, like, water down the numbers, how much they've changed. Literally, they want to show a less of a steep incline in the autism numbers, and so they're diagnosing adults for literally no reason. If you are not disabled enough not to do something, then you don't need a diagnosis of a disability. End of story. Like do it for attention.
Why are you taking this stance? I mean, she's not even doing it for attention. She's just like, yes, I'm diagnosed.
So what? About it. I was like, look, and I do care because it matters. It matters because there are children out there who are still getting autism from vaccines. They're still, like, the government is still lying about it. Everyone's still lying about it. And every time people say, it's just neurodiversity.
And you're going against the one group of people that actually agree with you on that. So why?
Laugh about it and you think it's funny and you don't care if we lose elections. That's how I feel. I want us to win. Like, if we do not win, then we're just role playing and it's stupid. And
okay.
It's like,
well, then join the fucking GOP and make them have a plank on there that's anti-vax. Good luck.
No, understand. We're actually the only party that can do this. And that's why I'm so frustrated, because we're the only party that's not infiltrated with big pharma money. Like, literally, the GOP and the Democrats are like the uniparty, but they're like the party of big pharma.
Okay. So you're eternally discontented. You want a political party that can win. You realize that the other two political parties are owned by big pharma. I agree with you. But then the one political party that actually stands with you on principle for the things you claim to care about most, you say, well, they can't win, so why the fuck am I even wasting my time?
No.
Well, then make up your fucking mind. Pick what you want to go with.
We can win, but we have to be better. Like, we can't just sit around and just,
You're not going to curate how the rest of us communicate online, ever. We're going to interact how the fuck we want to, because you don't run shit. We get to talk how we want. You're not a dictator. You don't get to tell us how to fucking speak to one another. Most of us are autistic. Most of us do say retarded because it's funny. Who gives a fuck?
Go ahead, but you're going to lose out on demographics, okay? Like, you are not going to change the world like that because you think you're having a good time.
I'm going to continue to have a good time. There's nothing you can do to stop me.
Have as good of a time as you want. I do not care, but I will continue to watch y'all lose and lose and lose and never gain traction because you decided that you would rather have fun, you'd rather have podcasts, you'd rather argue with each other, rather call women that wear spandex like they have OnlyFans, even though part of our platform is that having an OnlyFans is absolutely right. And it pisses me off when people say that because one of my favorite libertarians, I believe, has an OnlyFans. And I'm like, that's just shitty because I don't want her to see this and feel offended by all y'all stupid people just throwing it out and just being rude.
I don't think there's nothing that says that we have to respect girls that have OnlyFans. I'm sorry.
What is the point of having that as part of your platform, that anyone can make money however they want and stuff if you're going to...
Because the reason it's part of our platform is because we don't believe it should be criminalized. That has nothing to do with our judgment personally on it. Okay. You can still have cultural disagreements that you don't want to have people put in a cage for. It's very straightforward.
I got it. But judge the people then that are part of your demographic and what's going to happen. Probably the exact same thing that happened to me when I judged all of y'all. No one wants to hang out. Get it? That's what will happen. We will not win like this. If you don't want to win and you just want to be yourself and you just want to sit around and you just want to...
No, you have it totally fucked up. The way we win is by being true to ourselves. We're not putting on the fucking facade anymore. I'm not going to curate my language to appeal to the fucking 0.002% of people that you think I can't reach because I say some words that are off-putting. If I don't appeal to them, then you can appeal to them. If Dave doesn't appeal to them, then Spike Cohen appeals to them. We're not going to appeal to everyone with every single speaker. And to try and dictate how everyone should interact with one another online is an absurdity. If you want no one to be able to interact with you, put your shit on private. The reality is you want as much attention as humanly possible. So you're getting the attention that you so desperately desire, and you don't like it now because some of the shit that they're saying is not nice. That's the fucking name of the game. I get negative shit that's sent to me every fucking day. I don't cry about it. I understand. That's the game.
You do not know me. No person that says a word to me online will ever hurt my feelings. Okay? I do not
You
care.
seem pretty bothered by it.
How do I seem bothered by it?
Said you can't invite anybody else in because the treatment would be so horrific. Well, if you can handle it, why are the other people that you fuck with, why are they so weak? Why can't they handle it?
Other people, because not everyone's me, okay? Not everyone's you either. Not everyone can handle all this.
Correct.
Yes. But
Twitter's a fucking war zone. It ain't built for everybody. We're built different, Kalina. We can fuck with this shit. These people can't handle it.
We are leaders in this, and we can handle a lot. But the voters cannot all handle a lot. They don't want to come over. The other women do not.
If I'm on a debate stage, I'm not going to be calling people retarded, Kalina. Come on.
Yeah, but what's the number one answer? You need to come back to that. What was the number one answer of what's holding back libertarianism? Libertarians. Go look at the tweet, roll through it, and don't see that we aren't part of our own problem, that we aren't standing in our way with a cultural problem. Now, I'm not saying that we can't be who we are. I actually, yes, when I first showed up to meetings and people are literally telling each other, like, fuck you and stuff, I was like, this is off-putting. But when I started to reframe it to myself, I'm like, the founding fathers said they want to hit each other with a chair. Maybe we need this. Maybe we need civil discourse, right? So I'm fine with that. But I do feel like if we're going to gang pile on every person that says something we don't like online and come out the woodwork like that, I don't think it's going to go well. Like, that's just what.
The whole reason you got gang piled on is because you took shots at people you knew fucking jack all about. You don't know shit about us, and then you come out swinging. We swing back, and then you go, we're never gonna win because these guys are defensive when I attack them. That's how it works. And you did it intentionally, and you've been explicit about that. It's so fucking funny that you're pretending as if this was not your entire goal. That's what you wanted.
I never took a shot at a single person.
Yeah, you took a shot at the entire Mises Caucus. Well, hi, we're the Mises Caucus. Nice to meet you.
How we are, and I know exactly how we act. You think I hadn't seen it before? You think that was the first time I ever saw that? You know it's not. You know how we act. Other people know. That's why 100,000 or whatever, 700,000 or 800,000 people, I'll pin it to the top. That's why they said, what's holding us back? Libertarians. They didn't say it was me. They didn't say it was all me holding us back. They didn't even say it was our principles.
Are you talking about a poll you ran on your Twitter account? Is that what you're saying? Who the fuck cares what your poll said? Jesus Christ. You think that's not why we win? We don't win because there's a duopoly that's controlled by the Federal Reserve and the biggest corporations that work globally. There's an interconnected fashion to try and suppress third parties. You know this. You can't possibly think that it's because libertarians infight too much is the reason that we don't succeed. Come on.
No, I do think that. I
think
we can win. If you don't think we can win, I don't know what you're doing. Like, you just want to have a podcast. I think we can win. I think we can do better. Like, honestly, I really do. That's why I did this. People criticize the people they care about. People criticize the people they think can do better. I think that we can do better. Like, I've never disliked the principles of the Mises Caucus. I've always liked the Mises Caucus. The only reason that I said I can't support them is because they blocked me. They literally blocked me. And how do I know what they're telling the world? Also, if you're going to go ahead and block people when you're just a political party, what are you going to do when you get in power? You're going to be the CDC turning your comments off, okay?
Look, you never even explained why you quote tweeted with, I mean, you're talking about a guy who's self-described libertarian. He has nothing to do with the Libertarian Party or the Mises Caucus as far. Why would you do that? Why did you do that?
And they said, I only wanted attention and I was only here for attention. When literally I am not only here for attention. I can grow my own platform. I don't need the Libertarian Party if that's what this was about. That's not what this is about. This is about changing things, okay?
Yeah, you're gonna get the vaccine schedule changed on your lonesome. Good luck.
Okay. And guess what? I tweeted that because everyone was coming out of the woodwork saying I just wanted attention, and I said, oh, the Libertarian Party doesn't want me as an influencer. It looks like they just let the influencers pick themselves. Bitchy as hell, yes, but it was true, because if you don't put good people out there, if you don't promote, what do you get? You get whatever comes up. That's exactly what happens. Then somebody who doesn't know me or know you or know about us, they see that and they think that's a libertarian. That's just a fact. I didn't make that up. That's what happened.
You don't get to select who our representatives are, because we are a meritocratic organization. The people that get the most attention, they get it because there's the most listeners for it. It's really straightforward. We're not going to have leadership selecting it. It is a decentralized revolution. If you want a party that actually dictates these things, then you're in the wrong place.
No one's trying to dictate everything. I'm just saying if you don't promote stuff that looks good, what happens is something that bad pops up, and that's what everyone sees. So that's why you have to put out a really good front all the time. You have to put out good content. You have to put out things.
We do that.
Well, it didn't seem like it when I made that poll about what's holding libertarianism back, because everyone said libertarians.
Yeah, well, what were the options on the poll?
There wasn't one. It was a blank. That's what it was. It was a write-in, and over like 800,000 people saw it. Everyone can check it out. They got like hundreds of retweets. It was literally libertarians. And so we have to take some ownership here and say, how can we be better? Obviously, I don't need to fight with y'all and smear y'all and do all that, because that's not me being better. But I also needed to bring some attention to this, because it just is, it's going nowhere. Like, if we do not change the face that the world sees, like, we're not going to get elected.
Okay.
People,
so
that can't happen, but I actually think it can happen.
So who's the face? Who's the face? You?
No, not necessarily anybody in particular. I'm just saying, like, okay, look, here's an example of what I'm going to say. I went to Ron Paul, like he spoke, you know, a couple of months ago or whatever in Lake Jackson, and he had Del Bigtree there. Now, Del Bigtree is pretty much like almost identified libertarian. Like, and what bothered me was that, and maybe this was unavoidable because I know it was right before elections and stuff, but LP National had an event in Austin only a few hours away the exact same day, when they could have had a much bigger event if they tried to get with Del Bigtree, Ron Paul, you know, and have like with the health freedom people too. Like, if they tried to attach to that, we will go so much further.
Look, I don't disagree with you that working with the medical health freedom people makes sense. I've had Dr. Robert Malone, I've had Dr. Andrew Huff on my show. I think that they're great influential figures that showed courage during the most important time in our lives. That doesn't change the fact that what we're up against is not about the language that we choose to use on Twitter. It's such a minor thing compared to what we're actually up against. We can't even get on debate stages. We can't raise or compete funding wise because you have, you know, enormous amounts of power and finance that goes behind the duopoly. There's major things that we're going to have to conquer before you get into a point of actually being a competitor where you're like, okay, yeah, we need to really run someone who's just like polished and perfect and just going to crush it. Right now, we're in the waking people up phase. You can help us in that, but you can also hurt us in that. And so far, what I've seen from you is a really obvious effort to try and hurt us in that. And for that, you're losing people's respect, and you're creating this environment that is toxic. You're the one that's creating it, though. It isn't us that's doing it. So you need to own some of that, and then we can actually address your real concerns, and perhaps we can work together. But you don't seem to be interested in doing that. So I'm like, what are we doing here?
So here's my thing. I was listening to a book today. This is not a political book, you guys. I didn't read every single, you know, libertarian political book ever. But I was listening to a book today by Tim Grover. It's the second book I've listened to him. So he talks about in old, you know, he was talking about something a little bit different. But in all the world, like, you cannot control everything. What can you control? Yourself and what you do. So yes, we can't necessarily control all the money. We can't necessarily control that they try to edge us out of debates. But what can we do? We can try to put on a better front, look better, act better, be more of what people are wanting to align with. And actually, you know what? Like, here, y'all can quote this again. Nick Sarwark did talk about this in that same exact debate with Dave Smith, about that exact same thing. Because what happens when you get mad at somebody says, like, I think a lady in the audience asked a question about, you know, shootings and everything, and there was maybe some heckling or something, and he said, well, that's an important issue to her, and when we just laugh in her face or tell her like she's wrong, you're going to lose that person. Like, you need to come to people with a little bit of empathy and then explain to them why that's not actually going to fix anything. And I don't think that we do that well as a party. I think there's a lot of shock and awe. There's a ton of just like really, really edginess. And I'm not saying that that stuff isn't fun, but I mean, at a certain point, like, you're going to have to try to grab different demographics or things aren't really going to grow.
Okay, but you can grab those demographics too. I mean,
I can grab the demographic all day long, but like I said, I would never bring somebody to a place where I felt like they will be mistreated or made uncomfortable. And that's where I stand. Like, I'm not going to
look, the reason you were mistreated is because of your tact, not ours. It didn't start. I didn't fucking interact with you at all until you started to fire shots at the Mises Caucus. So let's just be fucking real about how this went down. I had no negative things to say about you until you started to talk shit out of the goddamn blue. That's on you, not us.
Say anything bad about the Mises. Like, that's the other thing.
Why did you quote tweet that of that fucking murderer saying, "Is this one of yours?" Why did you do that?
Say that. That's what it already said on it. I retweeted it because that's literally what happens if you don't market. You're a business person, right? What do you
why would you retweet that? Why? Explain.
Marketing, or what happens? People start sharing their bad experience. What do you mean? You think that I am the person responsible for that? That was a mainstream media article. You want me to hide it? This is true. This is
what was your comment with it?
And my comment was, if you don't choose the face of your party, basically, it's going to be chosen for you. You need to put out a good face for the people, or this is what you're going to get. You're going to get
you're so naive. You don't understand how the media works at all. They're going to portray us as mass murderers regardless.
Yeah.
If you're going to fall for that, that's on you. And you ain't ready to be woken up, because if you think the media is going to allow us to do anything other than be portrayed as the worst amongst us, that's the game. That's 101. That's what they do. That's what they've always done.
Job to already be in people's mind as something so much better than that they see that and they're like, that's stupid. That's not libertarians. I know what libertarians are. Libertarians are amazing. Libertarians are awesome. They're kind. They're smart. They're, like, forgiving. They don't scream at me online. Whatever. Like, you have to have a certain face for people to see, or when they see that, they think that's you. I'm not making that up. That's just marketing. I mean, that's just, if you come out and you have a brand and the very first review is awful, well, what's going to happen? That's going to stick in people's minds.
Because Ron Paul is not as well known as this mass murderer.
What's fortunate that I learned about Ron Paul is that he never actually won an election as a libertarian, which sucks for us because I thought he did. And that, to me, was like a major self-esteem blow as a libertarian, to realize he won all his elections as a Republican. So what does that mean? It almost feels like we've never had anyone. But if we want to be like Ron Paul, we're not going to be screaming at each other online. Have you ever heard Ron Paul call someone a retard? I highly doubt it.
No, he did call people fat, though, on national TV.
People can be fat. That's totally different. Well, now,
people can be retarded.
Yes, they can, but it's usually a tragedy when they are. Okay? It's not like funny. That's so funny.
I don't take any of the language shit seriously.
I don't.
These are all rules set by our rulers. We don't play with.
Take it seriously either, and I'm not offended.
Well,
but
then okay, then good. Then don't be offended.
Mom out there with an injured child who could be a libertarian voter, and they're going.
Well, then explain to her that we're a bunch of fired up, pissed off fucking savages.
Yes,
and if she wants to have the young, fucking vibrant male energy that's going to actually change this goddamn country, then she ought to get used to the fact that we're going to say some words that she may be uncomfortable with. But you know what? At the end of the day, we're here to put in the goddamn work to make sure that we can help her and people like her with children that are suffering these type of ailments.
So it's just, you're just lying to her, bringing her over for no reason.
You're not lying to her. I just told you the truth.
No, the truth is that we're losing. That's the truth. We're not winning anything. I mean, little elections, yes.
Okay, then go fucking vote for a Republican and have them do nothing for you. You're not going to change the party by bitching at us online. Okay. Just as we're not going to change the world by bitching online either. That's not how it works.
Everyone wants to be exactly how it is. We don't want to grab new demographics unless they're going to accept our insultive terminology. We're going to just block people that disagree with us. We're going to get, but
I've already explained to you why they blocked you.
I want to know if a mother with an injured child can't be offended by the R word, by you saying retard and stuff.
You're more than welcome to be offended. You're not allowed to curate my language, and I will never, ever let you.
I shared
Ever.
Why were you guys so offended when I shared that article? Didn't that make you not want to hang out with me? Did that make you not like?
Yeah, it's the right of disassociation. We disassociated. Welcome to libertarianism.
That's how those voters are going to feel. They're going to disassociate with you like they already.
And they're welcome to do so.
Good. And guess what will happen? You'll never win anything major if that's your attitude.
Listen, if we're going to fucking follow in your footsteps, we sure as shit ain't going to win anything. So I'm not really worried about your opinion on this. Not everything we do is going to appeal to all people. That's just reality. If you go and look at the duopoly, the shit that they do is horrific. I mean, they're responsible for the deaths of millions, both of the fucking duopolies. So, like, yeah, okay. So if the language is such an issue that you're like, I can't possibly consider, working with these people to try and change the world, to try and save more children, then okay, then don't. That's fine.
I do not care. Those things do not affect me. I'm just saying we have to look at ways that you're going to grow the party. And that means sometimes appealing to more demographics. Now, if everybody doesn't want to do that, then like I said, that's fine. I'm not changing my voter registration or anything, but I'm not going to try to bring people to a place where I don't think that they're going to feel welcome. That's my hang up there. You know what I'm saying?
But these people are welcomed here. You just, because you attacked the Mises Caucus and then they fired back, you're now pretending as if that's how we treat every new entry to the fucking party. That's just not reality.
Well,
it's not reality.
Through colors from some people that I can't really unsee, like the whole Josh Smith, like why is he the vice chair when he's going to act like that? And I don't even know what he said about me in his podcast for 2 hours because I don't give a fuck. And I wouldn't waste my time to watch it, but I'm sure it wasn't flattering, and I'm also sure it was uncalled for because I've actually never said any nasty words to him. Just because I was critical of the party, that means I deserved to be called an ESOT multiple times? I don't think so.
No, you came out of nowhere firing shots, and he didn't appreciate it. He actually addressed you. The very first reply he gave you was very, very straightforward.
And I apologize for that because I realized that I never had even seen that message, and I was like, dang, he actually wrote two that were decent that I either didn't see or I might have seen the second one. After that, what ensued, I mean, obviously a lot of people were coming at me. He was coming at me trying to tell me that I hadn't done enough for the party to have any say and stuff. And I don't know exactly how things got off the rails when he started being really insultive. But I know that I don't go around insulting people. I had very vague issues with the party, things that I want to see done better. And I do think, like, I also think, like, why do we even run all these federal candidates all the time? Like, just to lose. Doesn't that lose us credibility? I mean, I understand.
The vast majority of the Mises Caucus efforts are going to be local elections. So, like, literally everything that I've seen you actually put out that's substantive is, like, exactly in alignment with the Mises Caucus. The only reason that you've been disassociated from is because you've been attacking us for no fucking reason. So that's how it goes.
Article, that was just a mainstream media article when you want it brought to your attention. I mean, it's embarrassing, but like, this is what we're getting. I didn't write the article.
You added the Mises Caucus saying that though. I
don't think I tagged the Mises Caucus because I'm pretty sure that I might have tagged LP National, but I think that was I talked to Mike. And I felt good about the Mises Caucus, and I was like, you know what? Now, granted, they ended up, I guess they're basically the same thing, so I understand now why they were offended. But I wasn't trying to come at the Mises Caucus after I talked to him because I thought he was extremely reasonable and smart. But then I was like, why did they block me?
I've explained it to you.
Seems authoritarian.
It's not authoritarian to fucking disassociate. They didn't contact the FBI and have your account suspended.
You're like a political caucus, and just because somebody is a little bit dissenting, you're going to block them. That seems a little authoritarian to me. Like I said,
then you don't understand what the word authoritarian means.
Well, I mean, I just see it as like the CDC like limits their comments and stuff on things so that we can't say anything. We're not like
the CDC has the power to decide what gets put in your son's body.
Well,
the fucking Mises Caucus doesn't have any power to change your life like that. So they can't be authoritarian because they don't want to associate with you on Twitter. I'm sorry, that's not how authoritarian works.
Power, and so what I like to see is what people's behavior is when they don't have power, and then you know what it's going to be like when they have power. So if you're already blocking people, and it's not just me, there's like 70 libertarians that all said they got blocked and stuff. And I'm just saying, like, if you don't want to hear any negativity now, and then when you're in power, when you are elected, you're exactly the same. you know.
If you came at them with substantive things and weren't adding them publicly, just trying to generate drama, they would have worked with you from the beginning, and they'd be working with you today. You didn't come at them like that, and that's the reason that we're in this position that we're at. But you don't want to take any personal responsibility for that. You just want to pretend as if, oh, everyone's calling me a Fed for no reason. Look, it's very rare for a woman to be dressed how you dress, to come out of nowhere and start talking how you do about a political party that happens to be the third biggest in the country. The Mises Caucus just took it over. Your behavior strikes me as antagonistic unnecessarily. That's weird. Then you start sending out videos and other like weird little signals about how Nick Sarwark maybe isn't so bad, even though everyone that's actually been involved with this shit for more than 5 seconds knows he's literally the scummiest dude that's ever existed. So yeah, we have questions.
You literally baited me into it. You literally brought Sarwark into that, and then
I didn't know you didn't know who he was.
People sent me the video. I mean, I heard of him, but you brought him up in the conversation. Other people started sending me the video, so I gave the guy an honest chance. That's the right thing to do.
Okay, but you can understand from my perspective why I'm like, why the fuck is she now putting out videos of this guy? This is strange.
What? How is it strange? People tagged me in the video, so I'll watch it all over that post. It wasn't like I just like went and dug up this video. Like,
okay, well, I don't know that. How would I know that?
It doesn't matter. Anyways, I do think, you know, to be nice to wrap this up, I'm supposed to talk to somebody else so they can yell at me too afterwards over on YouTube.
Who you getting yelled at? But
okay, don't hate me, but I actually don't remember. There was like 2 people that I know wanted to talk, and I don't remember which one it was.
Okay.
But okay, look. I think you have a great podcast. I've heard you talk a lot of times. I think you're very smart. I think you are one of the people who can do a lot with this party, and this is why you were the person that I would want to talk to, and I was irritated when I felt like you were coming back at me. But
you know why now, right? Because I never said anything negative to you at all until you started firing shots at the Mises Caucus out of the blue. That's the truth.
That is true, but
And for the record, never called you a Fed, never made fun of your attire, never made fun of your child, never did anything negative whatsoever. Honestly, never.
Yes. So here's the thing. I think that you do great work. I really think that you are like one of the, and I don't know, do you have an official role in the party or you don't?
I do not. I'm just one of their many savages.
Oh, okay, I didn't know. Well, either way, I feel like of all the people that I've interacted with and everything, like you are somebody that I obviously see you going really far in this, being a really good leader, like somebody that people can align behind, like somebody that outside people would actually respect. And so I
agree.
Yes. So I thank you for having this conversation with me. I know I probably can't repair everything with the Tower Gang people, all your friends, and Josh Smith. That's probably irreparable at this point.
No, it's not at all. It's not at all. Just stop taking shots at the Mises Caucus. We're your people.
Josh
just fucking work with us.
Me to shut up.
I know, but trust me. Like all these people are really good people. You came at them. You came at them. You put the like. Look. Let me just finish with this. They're all really, really good people. They all care about this shit as much or more than you do. I swear to you. You probably don't believe me right now, but they really, really do. If you give them an opportunity and you try and work with them, they will absolutely work with you. You just got to stop with the public targeting of us because we don't know who the fuck you are. So you're just like taking shots and we're like, well, then you want war? Here it is. You know?
Well, I'm going to just say this. Like, have you ever tried so hard at something or put in a lot of effort and you're so frustrated, you're so pissed off, and you're just like, I can't even continue trying to put effort into this unless I have all my words out.
Every day I feel that way.
So
Absolutely.
we feel like that to the government all the time, but I felt like that to the Libertarian Party because I'm like, I will give you guys my heart and soul. I will do everything. But no one wants it. Everyone's telling me like, and it's not just now, like it wasn't just after that, like it's always kind of been this way. Like no, there's been zero support from anybody really in the party with my platform, with any of that stuff. I never needed it, but I'm just saying that's how it's been. And that's not true. You said you talked to Michael Heiss and he was gonna. Oh, that was after. Yeah, I'm talking about before. I'm talking about when I grew Instagram and worked on all that and stuff. But it doesn't matter because I don't need support. But what I want is like us to have a chance. And I get so frustrated when I'm like, people are right. They're right. We don't have a chance. Like, we're never going to win like this. You're wasting your time. They're wasting their time. And I do not want to feel like that. Like, I want us to win. That's why I always invite any candidate to come on to have a live chat with me. I know I have followers from all over, so it's like not always super helpful, but it's something, it's always practice. Like if you guys do want to come on and talk, even though I do say that like we should focus on local or very specific federal races that we actually think we can win, that doesn't mean like I wouldn't want to give everyone a platform and treat them with like absolute respect. But and I think like you do the same. So
I think that you'll find that the Mises Caucus very broadly agrees with your goals, your game plan. They also agree with you on when you're reaching a larger audience that the messaging ought to be very appealing to the widest possible audience, but it also has to be brutally honest and straightforward. I think that that's what made Ron Paul very special. The reason the Mises Caucus took over the Libertarian Party is because that's what woke so many of us up. And what I consider my role in this party or whatever the fuck, this movement, is to try and carry on that torch for Ron Paul and wake up all of the people that, you know, haven't got that same opportunity that I had. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that. Look, there's nothing that's irreparable here. You don't have to like think of us as being your enemies by any stretch of the imagination. Just realize that we have been in these trenches for a very long time, and that if we feel as if we're catching flack, we're gonna fire back. That's as straight as I can be with you.
It doesn't bother me. Like my feelings weren't hurt, but I'm like, this is what I expected. You know what I'm saying? But it's not what I would have expected from everyone when you criticize.
In fairness, it wasn't everyone. I never was insulting towards you. No. It's not everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much. Thanks everyone for watching. Let's just go ahead and wrap this up. And I'm going to save this to my IGTVs. And if you hate me, you can put some tomatoes in the comments.
Love you guys. Check me out on Liberty Lacton. I'm out.